Okay, I do appreciate I am rather late in the day getting around to doing this, but I'm finally going to do a quick video overview of my shiny new aluminium MacBook. I've had this now for the best part of around 2 months. I got it on launch day actually, or the day after maybe. Always been a big fan of Apple laptops. Owned an iBook G3 and a G4 followed by a black MacBook. And when I saw them come out with this though, I figured I really had to get around to upgrading. Look how nice. I mean, Apple have always had a really good build quality in everything that I bought from them, but this, by far, surpasses anything I've had, from any manufacturer before, I think. You probably hear about it everywhere. Built from a solid block of aluminium, as we refer to it in the UK. Aluminum in America, I know. If you look at it though, the bottom, there aren't really any joints. You have one part of it there that it fits together, but the old, I found on the black MacBook, the old creaky build quality, all that has gone now. This is probably the most solid laptop I've ever felt. I can just tell, from the build quality of it, it's really, really well constructed. And looking around the sides of it, you've got all the traditional ports on there still, with the obvious omission of FireWire, which, to be fair, I wasn't really all that bothered about. The only thing that I've got that uses FireWire is my old first gen iPod, which I don't really use all that much anymore, to be fair. Looking at the side of it, you have the DVD drive, which I do know there are a fair few people that love the look of the MacBook Air, and actually went out and bought one, only to own an aluminium laptop. And when this came out, a little bit bigger than a MacBook Air, a bit heavier, but complete with the DVD drive. I've got the 2 GHz model. It comes with 2 GB of RAM. A rather nice little feature that always annoyed me about the iBook and the MacBook before. To look at your battery, you had to turn it over and click a button on the battery. Now they've built that into the side of it. You can see, if I press it, your battery meter is very simple to look at now. Look at the side of the machine rather than tipping it over. The quality of it at the bottom as well, it all fits together really, really nicely. You've got the battery that, rather than having the old coin mechanism, now a little latch, press it, and the battery will just pull out. Underneath there you have the hard disk and the RAM that you can take out. I'm not going to mess around with it because it took me the best part of 5 minutes to put it back on last time. Opening up the machine, a lot of people are very, either loving or hating the glossy screen. Personally, I think it looks really nice. It's quite reflective though. I've got quite bright lighting in here, but I'm a fan of it. The keyboard, very good quality as well. One thing I always hated about the old black MacBook was the fact that I for some reason make a lot of typos on it. I don't seem to make as many on this. Whether it's because the keys have got a little bit more travel, or I don't know, they seem less slippy than the old MacBook, I've got to say. The trackpad will be a thing that you'll read about a lot. Made entirely of glass now. Before it was plastic, it's made of glass. With the multi-touch gestures on it now as well. You've also had the 2 fingers with a Mac. Now you can use 3 or even 4 to do various tasks in applications now. I've got to say, I think it's a bit of a gimmick. I love the 2-finger scrolling in a web browser. Something that I probably couldn't live without if I go back to a PC now using a normal trackpad. I always put the 2 fingers on and always forget that I'm on a Mac. I haven't really found a proper use for the 3 or 4 finger gestures yet, to be honest. So to me, I've got to say I think it is a bit of a gimmick. I do, however, like the size of the trackpad and the fact that it's all kind of built in now as well. You've got no separate button at the bottom, but you can press it there, any way you want, and it will register as a click now, which took a bit of getting used to at first. I was always kind of clicking at the bottom area, like I would on the old MacBook, but you can click there. But I've kind of got used to tapping anywhere on the pad now. And when you get used to that, I think it's a bit more intuitive, to be honest. It comes with a 120 gig hard disk on it, which I will probably upgrade at some time because it's enough to hold a couple of videos and a few of my big collection of MP3s, a few videos and everything. But I am already starting to run out of space on it. Obviously, you've got Leopard on there, which I've got set up. I used the system migration wizard from my last MacBook. Literally wired them together with the Ethernet ports, left it for an hour, turned the machine on, and it was exactly like my old Mac. Can't fault them for that. And overall, like, you know, I'm a big fan of this. I think the build quality is far better than anything I've ever had before. The creakiness of the old MacBook, which always kind of annoyed me a little bit, completely gone with this. And I've got to say, you know, if I was to give it a rating, this would be a full 5-star out of 5 laptop. Definitely recommend it if you want to get yourself a Mac, or maybe in the market for a new laptop at the moment.